Hi all. So again, this is a follow-up series of the webinars where we will be discussing about cloud competency, especially the CoE part. And as in previous talk, we have talked about how to build that, some of the models we discussed. And in this talk, we are going to talk about how do you scale. Once you reach certain levels, you have a level one or the basic level of CoE of like 4 to 5 people. How do you scale in the larger organization? So today I have Arvind with me, who is part of Collaborative Technologies and being part of strategy and architecture for a long time now. Arvind, over to you.
Sure. Uh, Thanks, Sachin. Thanks for inviting me for the talk. And you are absolutely right. It's about when you build a COE, you are there at the certain level. How do you scale, right? So I think the first point is to how do you maybe you have to put a basic building blocks before you put onto before you even start a journey onto COE. But then and those building blocks are in my view there are two basics, or one is about that you need to have an engineering section of a COE, and another is the business section of a COE. So what are these two, right? So engineering section is where we talked about like we should have people from all the organization departments, especially infrastructure, operations, and security. And why the emphasis is on engineering? Because it's not only the pure play admins that we are actually talking about here, right? We are looking for the engineers which can do automation. I think automation is the key thing, right? So for scalability, I think you can onboard to cloud by going to the nice GUI of the cloud provider and onboard and create a particular EC2 instance for that matter about actually AWS, right? But then how do you want to scale is where you actually talked about that is kind of an automation. That's where engineering is actually playing a vital role here. And the aspects of engineers are also very, very important. It's about I'm talking about like security engineers. So you might not have heard about security engineers because the automations are really a different concept from a security perspective, but for cloud it will come at the forefront, right? So all your IAM policies, how your firewall and the ports opening policies, it should be automated, and that is where it actually plays a role. And same from operation engineers about the reliability and the HA pieces of it, right? That is where you need to have that operation engineer as well. So I think that is what my view is, that you should have engineering in the business section, and then within engineering section you need to make sure that you have various parties aligned to it. So that is what I think, Sachin.
Okay, so I will quickly add on that. So what I have experienced is that, once you would like to scale after a certain level, I think collaboration with the existing team, as you already mentioned, is quite important because they are the one who is being with the organization, and they know application, the state of infrastructure, the operations aspect very well, because those learnings are equally important. If you build CoE, you hire some of the fresh external hire, then people who have the cloud skills, and when they collaborate with the people who already have current the existing knowledge of the overall infrastructure, overall environment, and what all security priorities have been as an organization, I think that really fast track the adoption, because it's not only about technology, it's about cultural shift as well, because you
Yep.
need to have right mindset. You need to, and at the same time, it also at times you see that I mean, this is what I have seen, that it also increase the reusability of the existing artifacts. So think about, you would like to have some backup policies, some retention days, or you need security scanning. So probably people who are already part of the existing system, they can upfront tell you that, hey, this is what we have been doing. This is now, you just apply the cloud mindset on that, the cloud ways of working on that, and you can just go ahead with that without worrying too much about how to do it from the scratch. So I think in my view, it really fast track, and at the same time you can keep COE as a central governance body which reviews each and everything whenever you are even taking a bet of any application or any service in the cloud. So that's what my view is, Arvind.
Yeah, sure. I totally align to that as well. Where it's about like the governance plays a vital role, and same for goes with enterprise architecture as well, right? So enterprise architecture has a very different meaning when you talk about cloud, right? So they are the ones who are actually not only putting what kind of a framework and the reusable component should be there, plus they are actually the ones who will be defining policies, right? That what should be there onto the cloud, and they may not be answering about how, but they might be answering what should be there on the cloud. I think that is where enterprise architecture plays a role as well. And then the onboarding piece of it, so that's where the factory model kind of actually pitches in. And those factory model is working in such a way. There are multiple models in my experience. The one is like you have the stand-alone team. Maybe a COE has a responsibility to not only deliver governance in the framework, it will have a responsibility even to actually deliver. So that is where the onboarding and other things will go via COE. And but there are other models where the COE can only plays a role of a governance, and then how it goes forward to the another piece which I really want to talk about, which mostly people not take a proper consideration, is the finance and the marketing team in corporation. I think that is where we see that a major gap, because finance is something which is not very related to IT, not very related to operations, but they are the ones who will be defining your financial goals, right? So and definitely cloud, when you move to cloud, there must be some financial objective about it, whether you are reducing an operational cost or we are launching a new business capability. I think that both affects finance, and that is where they are the ones who should be there as part of a governing body as well, that what to go onto cloud. Actually, I think that is where they can really help, and they can align your business objective to your cloud adoption as well. So that will go a long way. That is where the scaling makes sense. Over to you, Sachin.
Yeah. Thanks, Anurag. I think this has been quite useful talk, and with on this note, let's close this talk, and we'll have another follow up discussion on the same topic. Thank you, Arvind.
Thank you.